If you watched my last video, you may have noticed that I spoke about completing or achieving my Chartered Fellow of the CIPD, which I'm really excited about. I want to share with you some non-traditional things that I did on my career that helped me to transition and fast-track my career like the speed of a lightning. When I got the message that I passed my CIPD, I emailed a mentor of mine that I've actually already passed my Chartered Fellow CIPD, and she emailed me back and she said, wow, this was the message she sent to me on the screen. She said, you achieved all of this in 5 years. And I didn't realize that I had already done so much in such a little time. And I'm really blown away by how far God has brought me. And this is why I want to share that with you. This one would be particularly beneficial to women, especially women who have taken time off work. I'm filming this video on the 6th of March. Yesterday, the 5th of March, I got a message. They emailed me saying they are stuck, they don't know what to do, they have a lot of experience, they have diverse talent, they just don't know what to do. And they went in to put some time in my calendar that they wanted to chat with me. This is not the first time I'm getting this kind of message, and it is a journey that I recognize very, very well. It is a journey that I recognize very well. And the reason why I've taken it upon myself to help so many career professionals thrive on their career journey is because I've been there and I have done that. It's amazing what we can achieve when we know what to do, right? So this is what I did. My mentor wrote to me, you did that all in 5 years. This takes people 15 years, 20 years or more, right? But I moved like a champion, and I'm grateful for that. Here are some of the things I did. Number one thing I did is I stopped waiting for the opportunity to come to me. So I was in a previous organization. I was working in human resources, supporting the people function, etc. I was almost certain that I would get a role within that organization. This was when I transitioned back into my corporate career. I was really hoping that that organization is where I would find my big break. I sat down with one of the directors. I did my personal development plan and we designed the plan, but the opportunity never came, right? I made my CV and I positioned myself to find another opportunity. So I stopped waiting for the opportunity to come to me. Luckily, a friend of mine in a different organization said they are hiring. I can refer you to the role. My CV was already done and ready to go. So I sent in my CV. They put the application forward for me. And the funny thing is that the role had already closed. But because it's a referral, they spoke to someone internally. They opened the portal. I applied for that role. I interviewed along so many other people and I got that role. Preparation meets opportunity. I was ready. I was working hard. I was supporting the function and I had my CV ready. And I stopped waiting for the opportunity to come to me. I stopped waiting for that organization to give me the opportunity, so I went to find it myself. Unfortunately, when I got into that role, I settled in nicely. There was an organization, restructuring going on in that organization, and unfortunately, I was made redundant. Number two thing I did was I immediately repositioned myself for the next job I wanted to get. Now I was on this level, but I was ready to go on to this level. I wanted to make a big jump, not only in my title, but also in my earning power, right? And the next jump I made, I increased my salary by 25,000 in one go. Number two thing I did was to position for the opportunity I wanted, right? Funnily, I've only spent 10 months in this organization when I was made redundant. Then, rather than wallow in self-pity, the day I got that announcement, I rebranded myself. I repositioned for the next opportunity I will get. Guess what happened, right? 10 days after I was given this information, I interviewed in EY. EY is one of the big four accounting firms. I'm not an accountant, I'm an HR professional. I interviewed in Deloitte, amazing, one of the big fours. I interviewed in LeasePlan. I interviewed also in Accenture, and I interviewed in Twitter. Hiring manager, when I spoke with him, it felt natural. It felt like I could work with this person. It felt really good. So the offer for Accenture came on that day, and then I got the offer for LeasePlan. I did not get the offer for EY, and I did not get to the last round of interview in Deloitte. Right? So I got the LeasePlan one, I got the Accenture one. I weighed all my options. What will I achieve if I go to Accenture as an organization, very big organization? And what will I gain if I went to this other company? And what will I be doing? What I was doing was very important to me. The offer for LeasePlan came first, right? And I declined that offer and accepted one for Accenture. I went to Accenture. Like I said, I jumped my salary by 25,000 euro in one go, right? Big jump. So amazingly, the role for LeasePlan was a permanent role. The role for Accenture was a fixed-term contract for 12 months. I decided to go for the fixed-term contract to take a different path and direction on my journey. So this is the third thing I did. I refused to take traditional route, because normally in human resources, you specialize in multiple areas. Recruitment, I started out in recruitment. There's employee engagement, there's HR business partnering, there's core leadership in human resources, there's talent strategy, there's diversity and inclusion. There's so many areas of human resources that you can specialize in. But I decided to take the non-traditional route. The role for LeasePlan came, but I declined it, even though it was paying me well. It was paying me 30,000. The role in Accent, 30,000 more to jump my salary. The role in EY was paying me just 25, and it was fixed term contract. I decided to go for it because when I looked at it, I felt like my career in that organization can give me the progression I was looking for, the kind of work I would do there. So I said no. So when I was in Accenture, the contract was coming to an end. I negotiated, I performed well, I worked really hard, I worked well with my manager, and then they renewed that contract for another 12 months, for another 6 months, and they renewed it again for another 9 months. By the time that contract was coming to an end, I'm almost 2.5 years in the organization, which is almost always a good time to start looking for the opportunity, right? So I decided I wanted to pursue leadership in human resources. So while I was preparing, an opportunity came for me to interview in another very successful tech company, which was HubSpot. They were going to pay me about 40,000 euros at the time. I needed that money, but I realized that this isn't the path I wanted to take. This was the message I sent to them. The message says, I hope you're doing well. I've decided not to pursue the role. It was HubSpot at the time, in HubSpot, anymore, based on what God was telling me. Everything I do, I work with God. And based on what I want to achieve. The role is paying me. I mentioned the amount, which was 40,000 more than the salary I was already earning, which I was headhunted for. They headhunted me for this. This is why you must brand yourself well and you must position well. The pay is great, and negotiated and agreed with the recruiter. I got to the third round of interview, but was not at peace. I truly want to be happy in the type of work that I sign up for. This will not be it. It's crazy turning that money down, but I want to be sure I move in the right direction as God is leading me. So The fourth thing I did was I held my power and I said no. A lot of times when we're looking for opportunities, when we're looking for a job, we take any job we want. We take any job that comes our way, right? Unfortunately, taking just any job that comes your way doesn't mean you will be happy. And happiness was really important for me based on what journey I wanted to take. Like I said, I did not take the regular traditional route. I did not take a route that anyone wanted me to take or wait for the opportunity that was given to me. I went to look for the opportunity I wanted. Because after I said no, I decided I wanted to pursue leadership, people management, which was going to grow my career in the direction I wanted, right? And it was going to also put more money in my purse. I decided to explore leadership. So the number 5 thing I did was to invest in my personal development and growth. I went into the website of Harvard Business School. I registered for a leadership program. I paid for it and I acquired the certification, right? Then I started looking for leadership opportunity to lead a team, to lead strategic projects and programs and initiatives within the HR space, collaboration, relationship building, all the skills that I needed as a leader. I started strengthening them. I spoke with my manager within Accenture at the time, saying, this is what I want to do. This is the path I want to take. Can you be my sponsor? Agreed to be my sponsor. And then I achieved this certification and ready to go. In addition, I found myself an amazing coach. The 6th thing I did, I hired a coach and paid for it. The number 5 and number 6 things I did where I put my money where my mouth is. This is the bit a lot of people do not want to do. They want the result, but they do not want to invest in their personal development and growth. If you want to really fast track your career, you need to pay the price. I paid the price. I first paid for this leadership program in Harvard. You can research it. It's not cheap. I paid for it, and then I hired an highly skilled coach to help me fast track my journey. Like I said, I wrote my mentor. She said, you achieved all this in 5 years. The way I moved, like the speed of the lightning, I hired a coach. And if you're stuck on your journey, if you don't know what direction to take, I am your number 1 transformation coach. Reach out to me today by using the link below to book a one-to-one on my calendar. Let's chat about your growth. It will be life-changing for you. It's going to give you progression and speed. Don't try to figure it out alone. Why not hire someone who's been there, done that, to help you achieve the speed you need and start living the life you've always wanted to live? It's possible. You can achieve it by yourself, but it could take longer. What I did in 5 years, it takes people normally 15 years to do it. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm humble to have received the support that I did on my journey. Last but not the least, the thing I did is to be confident. I was extremely confident. I became super confident. And I didn't just become confident by reading a book or going to a seminar. I repeated what I wanted every day. I believed I could. I saw it first in my vision and in my dream. Then I started acting it out. I put it on my vision board. I prayed about it. I hired a coach. Then I started trying. And guess what? Eventually, when I got my next job, I got 2 offers. I did not apply for those jobs. Those jobs found me. Those jobs came to me, right? Those jobs came to me because I was ready. I've done all the underground work. And those jobs came to me. I have 2 offers. If you've read my new book, Win the Day with Thanksgiving and Affirmations, you will see in that book that I said I had 2 offers and I needed to decide which one to go for. As always, I shared the idea with my husband. I, of course, picked his brain. What do you think? He said, based on your strength, I think you should go for this organization. And I totally agree. I went for this organization. I have never been happier I've been able to get opportunities that I would never have gotten if I'd gone anywhere else. I have a whole lot of autonomy. I'm doing the work I love. I love the people I work with. I work with leaders. I coach leaders. I do strategic work in human resources. I'm making big impact, and I'm really grateful for that. What am I saying? These 7 tips are the things that have helped